Meet me. November 24th, 2019, this channel was made. It was about 4 months after I'd first started playing Epic 7, after a friend introduced me to it over the 4th of July. He had been grinding throughout the entire thing and we were all making fun of him, and of course we were all hypocrites because we all ended up playing. But in other words, other than the first 4 months, the entire history of my account is forever plastered on YouTube for all time. All the accomplishments, all the mistakes, and most importantly, all of the progression. I didn't start as a top player. When this channel first started, I was a nobody in the E7 world. Not a Legend Arena player, not even in a top guild, just a collection of friends, the guild I made myself. RTA didn't even exist at the time. But I had gotten to the top in other games, and I thought I could do the same in Epic 7. So I committed myself to it. I grinded them dragons, I recruited motivated people to join my guild, did the research on the most efficient ways to play the game and progress, which is what led to this channel. I've mentioned this many times before, but the reason I started this channel is that when I first started the game, the online resources out there were terrible. It's gotten a lot better since then, but back then, every guide was a 2-hour ramble fest directly uploaded from someone's Twitch, and you had to click through the entire 2 hours to find out when they would finally mention what you were looking for. And a lot of the guides were from people who straight up had no idea what they were talking about and just straight up spreading misinformation. So I made this channel to address that, to make concise, accurate, proven guides to help out the community. And as this channel grew, my motivation grew with it. Early on, it didn't matter to me so much. I just wanted to play and progress at my own pace. But as more and more people came to this channel, joined my Discord, wanted advice, the more I wanted to prove that this channel was one of the best legitimate sources of information on Epic 7 out there. So I progressed, because I didn't like making guides unless I believed I was an expert on the topic. To me, credentials are important, which is why I did things like push Legend Arena, even though I absolutely hated regular Arena, just so I could see what top Arena players were doing, go head to head with them, and learn and share that information with you. I recruited so I could do top 100 Guild Wars, so I could take on some of the toughest Guild Wars defenses and show you guys what that looked like. But the toughest challenge remained: Legend RTA. Legend RTA is by far the hardest endgame content in the game. There is no AI. You're up against the best players in the world. You're up against some of the best drafters in the world, many of whom are also massive whales with just the most ridiculous gear, tens of thousands of dollars spent. Gear I can't even come close to. And on top of that, RTA is not separated by region like Arena or GVG. To make Legend, you need to be top 100 not just on Asia or Global or Europe, but top 100 out of every Epic 7 player in the world. To put it bluntly, it's borderline impossible. Season 1, I got dunked so hard when I ran into top players, I didn't even bother. I remember talking to Liminal when I had 4 pieces of reforged gear, and he said he had 70 and most of his guildies were ahead of him, and I said, I have no shot. Season 2, I was too focused on breaking Legend Arena and top 100 GVG, I barely entered RTA at all. Season 3 was the first time I took it semi-seriously, and I stalled around top 250 champion. But it gave me a taste that maybe, just maybe, I could do it. If I could get to the top 250 without trying too hard, without optimizing my gear, maybe if I put my mind to it, I could get to the top next season. And Skyward Season came. I had nothing left to accomplish. All PvE content done, didn't care about it. Legend Arena done, top 100 GVG done. RTA was the last hurdle, so I committed to it fully. Built units I didn't really even care for, just to have those counter units to meta units used by top players. Building a Wyvern one-shot team to maximize the amount of gear I could get during hunt events. Dumped some of the YouTube money back into the game, putting me solidly into whale territory, whereas previously I was basically a dolphin. And I got to Legend pretty early in the season, from when around Legend cutoff was only 2500 MMR. And for the majority of the season I've been sitting in Legend, and you can see my RTA videos for proof of that. And I think top players could attest to that as well, because they've been fighting me, and I've been fighting them on a regular basis. And yes, you've probably even seen me get dunked multiple times by many of the top E7 streamers out there if you're into Twitch. Fighting the top players on a daily basis, getting crushed on a daily basis, but most importantly, learning on a daily basis. I knew I was out-geared bad by a lot of these players, and I will do an account review soon to prove it. Many of those players knew it and straight bullied me. Best example would be Light, so I knew the only way I'd have a shot at this was to play smarter. Some of you guys commented that my E7WC commentary was spot on. That wasn't by accident. Around that time, I was already deep into trying to learn the ins and outs of RTA, spamming games to learn how top players draft, seeing their reactions to picks, pre-banning things I didn't care about just so I can learn what units specific players like to draft so I could keep a log of it, and I did keep a log of it. When I couldn't figure out how to beat a cop, I copied it and drafted it just so I could learn how other top players would beat it so I could copy those strategies as well. And I got way better. Objectively better. Not because I'm a genius or amazing at the game, but because I was willing to take the beatings to learn. There's no better teacher than failure, so long as you accept those lessons as a blessing instead of being demoralized and crying about it. And that's a life lesson, not just an Epic 7 tip. Don't let a sensitive ego destroy you. Embrace your failure instead of running from it, and success will eventually come. The more I lost, the more I learned, and as I found myself improving, suddenly I found that no matter how much of a top player they were, they didn't intimidate me anymore. Legend frames, top 8 E7 WC frames, whatever, didn't matter. Throughout the season I had beaten them all. To be fair, many of them had beaten me far more than I had beaten them, but it didn't matter, because even legends like two-time Rank 1 Hall of Famer VN, I had taken wins off of him, and that gave me a lot of confidence to know that no matter who I matched up against, I had the chance to win, even if statistically they were more likely to. But finishing Legend was never a sure thing. Here's the secret about Legend RTA. A lot of people want to make it sound like they're so good, and it's so easy, and it's a sure thing. And no doubt, there's a small handful of them where that's actually the case. But it's a very small handful. For everyone else, there's a little bit of luck involved. I know there is, because I could sit in Legend for 3 weeks and then go on an 11-game losing streak and suddenly be 100 spots out. And I knew it wasn't just me, because I could see it with other players. Running into a player who was ranked 25 Legend, queuing into them an hour and a half later, and seeing them at 250. It happens to everyone, you just have bad streaks. So it all came down to that last day. That last day where you really had to bring it, because no one cares if you were Legend all season if you don't finish Legend. So I took a vacation day from work that day, and I played. I grinded the whole day. I had close matches. I destroyed people. I got destroyed. There's no way to be safe on the final day. If you start the last day rank 1 and don't play, you'll be knocked out of Legend by the end of it. It's truly a do or die moment. It was stressful, because every game counted and 1 point could mean the difference between being a Legend and being nobody. But I didn't give up. I had played over 1,000 matches this season, and this is what it was all for. All the beatings I had taken, it was for this moment. And before I knew it, the timer for Skyward RTA season had gone to 0. And in that moment, I wasn't just an unassuming Eastern Gray Squirrel anymore. I was finally a Legend. 12,000 subscribers, 2.5 million views, over 350,000 watch hours, or approximately 40 years of Squirrely Epic 7 content watched. Every E7 YouTuber is a little bit different. Some focus on humor, some are just bad. Some focus on clickbait BS showcases to get views and ad revenue, which I can't stand because I feel like it misleads newer players who don't know any better. But my niche has always been simple: education, getting good, realistic advice. Everything on my channel isn't just what I think you should do, it's what I actually did to climb the E7 ranks, and all the videos I've uploaded almost daily over the past 2 years is proof of that. And I'm so happy to finally be a Legend RTA player, not because of what it means for me, but because of what it means for this channel. The guides work, the advice works. I can't say you'll become the best player in the world, because that's not me, not even close. But I can say that's good enough to get you into the top 100, because I just did it. Top 100 Legend Arena player? Check. Top 100 Guild Wars? Check. And last, but certainly not least, top 100 global RTA Legend player? Check. So as far as I'm concerned, I beat the game, and there will be some changes to the channel moving forward, but we'll save that for a future video. For now, I hope that this channel has helped all of you out on your E7 journey, and thank you for giving me the motivation to reach the top. Thanks for all your support always. Peace out, boys, and of course, always be meepin'.